Okay, tonight I'm going to be reading some of this. That's why I'm not looking right at the camera. Reading this from the National Institute of Mental Health. It's about borderline personality disorder. I've read things from Mayo Clinic before. I believe it was in my first videos. So that's why I'm not going to be straight on with the camera because I can't memorize all this. And this is pretty important. Um, it taught me a lot about borderline. So hopefully this will help you maybe understand some of the things you do, some of the personality traits. I don't know if you'd call them that, but some of the things that go on in your life. So the first question is, what is borderline personality disorder? Personality disorder is a mental illness that severely impacts a person's ability to manage their emotions. This loss of emotional control can increase impulsivity, affect how a person feels about themselves, and negatively impact their relationships with others. Effective treatments are available that can help people manage their symptoms of borderline personality disorder. Now, I'm going to read these and then I'm going to explain things that I experience in my own life and how borderline personality disorder affects my life and things every day. To manage my emotions, I can go from happy to sad to, laughing to wanting to be left alone to wanting, it's just from one, it just swings. And I know that bipolar is a lot like that as well. I'm having a lot of upper respiratory issues tonight. I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to get this video going so people can read it yet or watch the video. I'm sorry. I'm out of it a little bit tonight. A little tired. Anyway, whatever. The loss of emotional control and the impulsivity. I'm very impulsive. I will, if, for example, find something I like or I want a haircut. I have to find a place right now where I can get a haircut. I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait. I need to do it now. A puppy, a bearded dragon. I want that and I want it now. It almost reminds me of a 4-year-old or 3-year-old. I want that and I want it now and I don't want to wait. For me, I can't wait. I get very anxious. And then part of this was affect how a person feels about themselves and negatively impact their relationships with others. I am very self-conscious, where I used to be very confident. Now I don't want, now I feel like I'm having a bad hair day. So I'm kind of tried to fix it the best I could. Because I don't want to look like a slob. But I mean, around the house, I don't care. But with David, we've been together for almost 8 years. And I have all of a sudden where I don't want him to see me with my hair the way it is, or other personal things that couples go through that usually they end up becoming secure about. And the thing is, I used to be secure in a lot of ways with him, and I've lost that to where I don't want him to see me in certain ways. You can read into that how you will. So, and about the negative impact on relationships, I have no friends because some of it is, a lot of it is trust issues. I just don't trust people. After my divorce, I guess all of my friends jumped ship and went to his side and left me alone. So now I don't trust. So that brings the negativity into relationships where I will keep friends at farther than arm's length. I won't really talk to them. I don't do anything with them, and now that we moved, I can't do anything with them. So the thing is I'm okay with that. I used to be, a social butterfly. I used to love going out to dance clubs. I used to love going out places, and now I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay home. So the next one is, what are the signs and symptoms of borderline personality disorder? People with borderline personality disorder may experience intense mood swings and feel uncertainty about how they see themselves. And absolutely, the mood swings. And at a certain age, people start to blame menopause. They never think that it could be a mental disorder, so they blame other things for the mood swings, the uncertainty. I will get dressed a certain way and not feel secure, and change 5 times until I feel secure, and I still don't feel secure. And the feelings for others can change quickly and swing from extreme closeness to extreme dislike. Needless to say, there are times where with David, I go up and I hug him and I love on him and I want to be close to him. And I've gone over this with my previous therapists, where I do the push-pull is what it's called, if you want to just get down and technical, or not technical. But if you just want to get down to it, to be an easy way to say it, I want you close, but I want you far away. It had gotten to the point where I threatened to leave several times because he wanted to be close and I didn't. So now we work it out. If you want to know how we worked it out, just message me and I will let you know. But and it says, these changing feelings can lead to unstable relationships and emotional pain. Absolutely. I can have somebody that I'm really close to, a confidant, where I can talk to them about certain things, and all of a sudden I just cut them off. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't trust them. It's just the way it goes. And then the emotional pain of, it's going to sound stupid, but the emotional pain of them ignoring me. Like I said, it sounds stupid, but that's the way it goes. You cut them off, so why do you feel the pain? I guess for me, my opinion, it's a sense of loss. You feel like you've lost a relationship, or you failed at a relationship. So that's my opinion. Okay, so people with borderline personality disorder also tend to view things in extremes, such as all good or all bad. I'm trying to think. I guess for me, that's actually a day-to-day thing. The day can start out super good. Feeling good, I'm happy, nothing can go wrong. Go through the day, and it's a great day. And then the following day or the day after, everything's bad. This is happening, that's happening. You get a phone call and it's bad. And that's one thing, though, that I know. A simple phone call can fuck up your whole day. And it doesn't even have to be anything terribly extreme, but usually it is earth-shattering to you enough that it ruins your whole day. And then, it doesn't always ruin just that day. It can ruin numerous days. It can ruin weeks until you get back on your upswing, or until the issue gets resolved. And it says their interests and values can change quickly, and they may act impulsively or recklessly. I used to be like that. When I went through my separation, I guess recklessly, my psychiatrist was concerned because I would be seeing several people at the same time. I go on these dating sites and I would see several people. However, I was drinking a lot, like every day, because drinking kills the pain. However, drinking alcohol is a depressant, so you end up depressed. I did try to commit suicide and didn't tell anybody about it. I got through it on my own, and it wasn't any fun. So, moving on. Other signs or symptoms may include efforts to avoid real or perceived abandonment, such as plunging headfirst into relationships or ending them just as quickly. And that was where, I'd go on a date with somebody, but then the term ghost, I would ghost them. It's not that I didn't like them or dislike them. It was mostly because I didn't like them in that way. So I would not dislike them per se. I just didn't want a relationship. So I just would, go the plunging head first in a relationship. I wouldn't really do that. I was way too cautious. So, a pattern of intense and unstable relationships with family, friends, and loved ones. That, see, when I do, it's because I'm thinking. Why don't people realize that? It fucking pisses me off. Pattern of intense and unstable relationships with family, friends, and loved ones. I really don't know if I can say that. Unstable relationships. I wouldn't really have relationships. I would just kind of go, and this is before that I'm talking about, not currently. Currently, the unstable relationships. Yeah, my friends that I do have, it's like that. I don't really put any effort into it because they don't. So I guess that kind of X's that out. It may affect you. All of these, just because they don't affect me, doesn't mean they don't affect you. So, distorted and unstable self-image or try that again, or sense of self. Distorted and unstable. Absolutely. I never look good enough. Ever. No matter what I do. And I had really long hair and it was beautiful. And I went and got like 6 inches cut off, I think it was. Now I regret it, but I'm gonna grow it back because I miss it. I look at the pictures. because I thought that would fix the way I look. I always think I'm fat. I won't let David see me without clothes because I feel fat. I feel disgusting. I feel ugly. I feel ugly in my face. I feel ugly in my entire body. So I've never felt that way before. I used to feel self-confident. Self-confident? We'll go with it. I used to feel confident in myself. I would just not be insecure. So, impulsive and often dangerous behaviors such as spending sprees. Try to say that 3 times. Unsafe sex, substance misuse, reckless driving, and binge eating. However, if these behaviors happen mostly during times of elevated mood or energy, they may be symptoms of a mood disorder or not borderline personality disorder. So, impulsive and often dangerous behaviors. That can fall under a lot of different categories. I mean, the spending sprees, that just sounds like it doesn't go together. Spending sprees. That can fall under bipolar, totally. It's called mania. Unsafe sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating. Yeah, a lot of those could fall under bipolar. Being unstable completely. And they even say that if these behaviors happen mostly during times of elevated mood or energy, they may be symptoms of a mood disorder, not borderline. So that's what they're talking about. Self-harming behaviors such as cutting. I had thought of cutting, but not for that reason. So that I really can't touch base with. I've thought about it, but it was for other reasons than what they're talking about. So, reoccurring thoughts of suicidal behaviors or threats. The reoccurring thoughts for me is nearly every day. It's something that has been for so long that it's just there. It's always there. As for threats, not anymore. It used to be, but not anymore. Intense or highly variable moods with episodes lasting from a few hours to a few days. I know how that is with me, because I've had it pointed out to me that, well, you were happy just, 10 minutes ago. What happened? Let's see, I fell off my chair. Yeah, where you, just the littlest thing can set you off, and you can have that feeling for hours, and just be angry for hours. Whether or not, and it even says lasting for a few hours to a few days. To me, this kind of sounds stupid. To me, that just sounds like you're holding a grudge. But I guess holding a grudge could be for years. I mean, it can be for a few days or, a few months. But for me, holding a grudge is for a long time. So, chronic feelings of emptiness. I feel that way a lot. Like, what if I went off my meds? What's the big deal? Or what's my purpose here? I don't feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I'm just here. I feel empty sometimes. Not a lot, but sometimes I do. I just feel like, especially when everything is taken care of, where the dogs and cats are taken care of, the bearded dragons are taken care of. Everything's taken care of. I have nothing to do. I feel empty. And it's like, okay, now I gotta find something to do. I'll make a YouTube video. Inappropriate, intense anger or problems controlling anger. That, I don't have an anger control. I don't have an anger problem or the inability to control my anger. But when I get angry, I throw things, I yell. I guess I feel like I'm losing control. And the only thing I can do is walk away. Go to a different room. Get away from the person who I'm angry with. Get away from... Sorry, try to crack my neck. Try to get away from the situation that's making me angry. I don't really have an answer for that because I don't get angry very often. Frustration, yeah. The anger, not so much. But frustration can lead to anger if you let it, I suppose. Feelings of dissociation, such as feeling cut off from oneself, observing oneself from outside one's body, or feelings of unreality. That's an interesting one. Do I ever feel cut off from myself, or with... I don't usually feel that way, no. Not everyone with borderline personality disorder will experience all of these symptoms. The severity, frequency, or duration of symptoms depend on the person and their illness. People with borderline personality disorder have a significantly higher rate of self-harming and suicidal behavior than the general population. And of course it says, if you or someone you know is struggling or having thoughts of suicide, call or text the 9888 suicide or crisis lifeline at 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. If life-threatening situations, call 911. So, they go into deeper topics that maybe I can get to another time. This is something that is fairly new to me, that I'm not real familiar with, so I'm trying to familiarize myself with it, as well as my camera and my... There we go. There she is. Sort of. This camera is weird though. It's like really wacky, so I'm going to continue to maybe look up every now and then. But now I can sit back and relax a little bit. The only way I can really... Like bipolar, I've been bipolar quite some time. So that is easier to explain than borderline. Holy shit, I'm just all over. I'm on a roller coaster tonight. Borderline is harder to understand because you ask your doctor, and I honestly don't think they know. You ask your therapist, and they give you an answer, but it's technical shit that you don't understand because you're just a layman. You don't get the technicalities of it. It's kind of like, I tell my psychiatrist, my old one, I'm having this, and this going on. I'm going to take a drink this time because... Look, it didn't fly all over. Otherwise I'm going to cough. I'm going to try this video without coughing. That's tasty. you know, you kind of tell them what's going on in your life, how you're feeling. And they just go, yeah, you know, the borderline and the bipolar are not playing nice together. Okay, fuck you, see you. They don't give you any answers. How do I straighten that out? How do I make life easier? There's no, when you have mental illnesses, there's no such thing as easy unless you're on that many drugs. So I just kind of deal with it, try to make the best of it. What other alternatives do I have, really? What kind of alternatives do you have? I always feel like there's got to be somebody out there worse than me. I can't be the worst of the worst, but yet I hope there's nobody out there worse than me, because this just sucks. Why am I not straight? I'm just fucking around there. Oh, there. That's good. I'm really OCD. I know I'm off a little bit, but I'm closer than I was. Straight wise. Yeah, OCD doesn't help because you don't want to be imperfect. You want to have that white picket fence. You want to have that SUV like the Smiths next door. I don't think we have any Smiths. I'm just saying, you want to be as normal as everybody else. And there's no such thing. And it's frustrating. And there's this 988 number, you know, that I read off. The 741-741, texting that still does work. You still can text that, and they have people there that maybe can help you. I guess it depends on your situation. They usually will ask you a whole bunch of questions, and you answer them, and they just kind of, I don't want to, maybe I just didn't call them when I really needed them, or, you know, I don't know if they're nurses. I don't know what they are. Maybe they just didn't know. So now I just kind of suck it up, put notes in my phone for my therapist on things I want to talk to him about, and you know, I talk to David about it usually between him and I, because we have such good communication, we have such a good relationship, that we can be available and honest with each other. Because when we met, we said, okay, we're in our 40s, we're too old to play games, we're going to be open and honest in our communication, we're not going to lie, we're not going to, you know, cheat, we're not going to, and we put these rules in order. And it sounds weird for a beginning relationship, but then there's no expectations of, well, you never told me we were going to do that. Well, I didn't know I wasn't allowed to do that. And, you know, we just kind of set the rules down and said, we're too old for games, period. Exclamation point. All that. I was going to go on and be smart, but I decided not to. So, I'm in kind of a serious, tired, blah mood. Even though I did get to spend the day outside with my party speaker and my puppy. I got some awesome pictures. things like that. If I knew how to edit, I could put those in there, but I don't, so whatever. I don't know. I think that's about all for now. I wanted to just do a little bit of research and give you some insight to borderline personality, because if you're anything like me, you don't know. I can read it, and like as I did, and I'd read one part and say, oh yeah, I do that, and then read another part, and yeah, I understand that. But having OCD and ADD and ADHD and all those, I'm missing just a few letters of the alphabet. I forget. And they believe that the forgetfulness came from Xanax, that I was on it for so long that I forgot everything, and I still forget everything because I'm still on it, and I don't know how long they plan on keeping me on it. Did I just get a bad hairbrow? A hairbrow? Sometimes I'm just goofy and I wonder where it comes from. I think it's just natural. But anyway, I will wrap it up. We thought it was Sunday today. It's actually Saturday. October is just cooking. It's just going really fast. But then again, so is the year. I mean, we've been moved down here for over a year now, and we can't believe that. We finally have the outside of the house mostly painted, but the inside we should have decorated, and we just both, we don't care. We rather do other shit, like YouTube, or he plays PS5. I call it PS3 or 4.5 or 8. I just mess with him, but because I'm not a gamer. Computers, yeah. So now I'm babbling. I'm really good at that. So, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.